Test. Ooh, we're in. All right. What's up, guys? Um, just had to take a little break. I was gonna make it I was like try to go for like a 2 or 3 hour. No, that's I don't think I'm there yet. Yeah, I don't think I'm there yet to do a 2 hour long podcast or 3 hour. Um, maybe the more we do more podcasts, we'll who knows? We'll probably get into more topics, more things, but this is just more into like why I'm doing this still. I'm still pretty new to this. I'm still kind of learning the whole I mean, I've always understood sound engineering, I guess you would say. I mean, I have no degree in it. But I have family members, people in my family that have gone to school for like sound engineering and all that good stuff. But yeah, I've never took a course or anything. I just kind of just watch, and of course University of YouTube. T. I mean that's pretty much it right there, man. But yeah, so this is part 2, and so getting more into like to all this. I mean, uh it's early over here. I'm over here in Illinois. Um Kind of funny. I was just thinking about in the 90s there was this I'm pretty sure it was the 90s. There was this here man, oh shit. Gotta do something about this, man. But you know what? This is keeping the sound really nice. I feel like if I move this, it's gonna do something. But so in the 90s there was this movie called Wayne's World. Try to look into that. Wayne's World. From what I remember, it's with Mike Myers and let's see who's in it. So you have Mike Myers and that Dana Carvey. That guy looks familiar. He looks like he comes out in a lot of movies. I mean, we know Mike Myers. It's pretty cool. But yeah, believe it or not, I live in the town that the two characters of Wayne's World are from. Don't want to say exactly where I'm from, but it's pretty funny. I was just like, man, like pretty sure there'd be some type of like copywriting to that. But I was like, man, I wonder if I could bring Wayne's World into like real life. That's what I was thinking. I was on the toilet. but but my whole thing is like podcasting is it's it's been around, yeah, but the attention that it's getting now, it hasn't. It hasn't. This is so new. And it's crazy because like even like 2 years ago I was hearing a lot of podcasters like saying that this is so new. This is so new. Every year you hear that it's getting newer and newer. I I just think like a lot of people are like listening now. Like a lot of people are listening more. I didn't listen back then. I would like I'm gonna be real, like the beginning years of my podcasting. Oh, I should probably turn my phone off. What am I doing? The beginning years of my podcasting, that shit was like I would listen to like like when they were at a peak at a conversation, but after that you just kind of like drift off. Your mind drifts off. And And apps weren't even that popular. When I was listening to podcasts, it was still like you would either I remember even listening to some podcasts early days of Pandora, but you would still have to just go on YouTube and just listen to the audio. Now it's like, people got videoing. Like right now I'm live streaming this. I literally just learned everything by myself in a matter of hours. Over the weeks I've kind of like I haven't looked up like how to start your streaming. I just kind of like listen to these upcoming podcasts. I feel like saying podcast artists. No, right? That doesn't sound right. Lately I've been listening to a lot of podcast artists. Artists. No, that doesn't sound right. But I've been listening to a lot of other podcasts. I want to say artists. I just been listening to a lot of other podcasts people, and they give you like tips. If you watch these and listen to these videos, half of the time these guys are helping you out. I would say the majority of the time it's nothing but gems. Nothing but gems. Yeah, on YouTube. I see it as a community that wants to help each other out. That's the way I see it. People looking for answers, people got answers to answer, and that's just how I see it. And that's how I've always seen podcasting. Like there would be days where my mind would be empty, just so empty, and you just got to fill it up with something. And podcasts were the source for me. That was like the food for my brain at the time. Now I just feel like I've listened to so much that it's only led me to this point to having to do my own. So so yeah, man. But the internet is wild, man. I'm still like tripped out, stuff that I said earlier about it. But it's it's really like I think like right now this is like, I think right now it's in, like, at a puberty stage where it has no idea what the fuck it wants to fuck up. Like, it doesn't know. So you see all these fucking ads, your computer gets all these viruses because your fucking computer or laptop is a fucking whore. Like, I honestly, I've been with Apple, I would say, for the past, I don't know if I had a Apple laptop longer than I had an Apple phone. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've had a laptop longer. This is my second Apple laptop, and I'm not gonna be like pro Apple or anything, but these are tools, and if you know how to use the tool, it'll get her done. That's all I'm saying. It'll get the job done. It'll do what you want it to do if you know how to do it. So I like PCs. Like, dude, every computer is dope. It's just really cool. But I like Apple because of like honestly, I like Apple because of the looks and they're not that as loud. Like I rarely hear my laptop. Every single time I see like other people on their laptops, I can hear their damn battery. So I like this. And I could say like with the internet over the years, even with the old MacBook Pros, it was a little weird, like, even when, like, 3G and 4G was, I remember those days, though. The internet was it was, like, fast, but it was like a pause and boom, it loads, like, like, kinda some shit like that. But, yeah, man, the internet is just wild, and especially with these new tablets, you got these new updated phones, apps have, like, evolved to, like document files, um, you know, fucking spy apps and shit. Like it's crazy. Like there's fucking spy apps. Like I could be wrong or I could be right, but I'm pretty sure like TikTok is a spy app. There's a lot of hidden gems I've discovered on TikTok and I've like early days of this pandemic, it like when I don't know who put that out there that TikTok was like some kind of like spy app for like China, but it just makes sense. Like that's what it's the paradox, man. It just may not be true, but it makes sense. That's all I'm saying. Um, but yeah, like I think right now I might later in the future miss these days of like the internet, but in the future, like what were you really doing in the internet like early in the days? Like porn, MySpace, Tag, Yahoo, like not a lot of people had Gmail. I don't honestly don't know when Gmail came out. Pretty sure it's been around a long time, but I just remember people being on those like game websites. There was like game websites. I remember, dude, they like the games now on computers. I don't really play them because I'm just like scared. I'm just gonna like catch a bug on one of those websites, but it's not that. It's just I think I've grown out of computer like website games. I haven't grown out of games. Definitely not. Play games like a lot. But I think like just like the search engine, it's so different now. Um I feel like now though you at least have more help to at least kind of help you to lead you to more legit, content than stuff that's fake and stuff that needs to get debunked. But like now you actually have like a better chance of like seeing some real like legit stuff, whatever you're into. And let me tell you, the internet is crazy, man. Like me and me and my best friend, I don't want to say his name yet because I don't even haven't even told them that I'm like starting this podcast. So I don't even know if they want their names out yet. But he we would not he but we would watch these videos, and this is like early days of like touchscreen phones because I remember we were only able to watch it like on our phones, and one of us had like a touchscreen phone. This was like early days because the camera was like all fucking big and shit on the phone. This is early days, and we would like look up like like crazy stuff online, and there's this website that it's like those like like back in the early days, Strange Land, you know, E-Bombs World kind of like stuff. um, they would have videos on there of like just like people just doing really crazy shit. Like I'm talking about like you had like just people picking on bums, you had fights, bum fights, you had what it looks to be on drugs. Like this is like the early days. Like man, this is like and I remember this is like the days of being scared of like DMT and stuff and like mushrooms, acid, ecstasy, all this stuff, man. And so I would watch videos with my guy and and this is like you gotta mind this. I don't I think the average like 13 and 14 or 12-year-old is like doing this now. But when I was like 12, this was like unheard of, man. Like ye it was just weird because it was rarely anybody knew about this content like would be online. But this was like, when we first started getting exposed to like cartel, like, killings and like like the terrorist self explosions, like suicide bombing, all that crazy shit. This is like, I mean, this stuff started like to me, like this is my eyes because I've always had a computer in my house. So I don't give a fuck what anybody tells me. There's always been a computer. See, this is the thing. I've always grew up with a computer. Like even in the 90s, my parents had like an old MacBook with like when the Apple had like colors on it. And like we had a game on there that was some deer hunting game. I'll get to that later. But yeah, I've always had a computer in my house. Always. Always. So I'm like a fucking cyborg for real. But and yeah, man, like on these computers, we would just look up like these fucking. It was just crazy. And at those times, the feeling. I, I sometimes get this feeling when I see like things that I wouldn't think I would ever see, and I see them online. I'll be like, "Oh shit, this is crazy." Well, that's like the feeling, like when we first got exposed to these videos, like, and I'm still kind of like blown because like I remember like in those early days, I would just be like man, like isn't that like isn't that like me like kind of being involved in a crime because like you're like a witness, like we seen like mind you again, I'm like 10 years old, I don't know, 11 or 12, so I don't know. This is like 2007, 2008. Who the fuck knows? Like, cause it's crazy because when I think about that shit and how many years now, like it's been since like, cause I remember when that shit came out, we'd just be like, yeah, like that's it. The internet is just gonna put it out there. Everything, everything. Whatever gets leaked, it will be through the internet. Whatever information, it'll be through the internet. So that's pretty much like this early on days, man. But I remember like also like we would use there was websites to like prank call people. We would prank call people using like and this is crazy because this is like think about it, this is like early day like AI. Like literally, this is like early day AI. There's literally websites that would just have like pages of celebrities' voices and like little sentences. Some of them were from like quotes of like movies. The majority of them were, but I remember there was decent amount that it was just like to literally have conversations with people, thinking that they're talking to some like celebrity. Um, but yeah, man, and there's that you can do, and then there was like and then photoshopping, like photoshopping got big. Photoshopping was a trip because I've even was using Photoshop in the early days, and this is like legit like early days, man. 2007. It was out before like Adobe's been out for a minute before they bought out like every single platform. But man, when I got a hold of like I don't know which one I had. This was like 2008, 2009, but it was just insane like how crazy it just like you would like make something, create it, whatever it was on there, and the first thing you do is go straight to the internet and post it on there. And at that time, man, that was see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't even like to say time a lot because I feel like I should save those for other podcasts. But let's just say that I have a weird relationship with time, super weird relationship with time, and my opinions on it. But yeah, man, it doesn't even feel that long ago, and it's crazy. It's actually been like probably like 10 years since I've like actually owned Adobe, any type of Adobe, like whether it's whether it's the Photoshop one or like what's the other one? There was like the other one, the editor. No, I forgot which one it was. But it's just like now I feel like I don't do all that stuff because I feel like Instagram took over. Instagram definitely took over, and all the other apps I just go with it. Like there's apps to edit. There's also the apps to edit the videoing and all this, and it's it makes me miss the old. Definitely because the old way you were just it was like right click, right click, right click, left click, right click, left click. You know, it was just all that. And now it's just like everything's like I bought a tracking pad like last year, and I don't want to get rid of it, but it's crazy. It's hard to do. I've taught myself how to use a tracking pad. That is the is that evolution? The evolution? A revolution? Revolution? The revolution of I guess mouse mouse pads, tracking pads, you know? Like it's cool. It's like you literally I'm getting to a point where I'm making it like wherever my finger, whatever like my finger muscle pressure, whatever it is, that's the print, or that's like the tip of the pencil, of the pen, of the paintbrush, airbrush, whatever it is. I don't know. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, but I'm pretty sure I should get like a drawing pad soon or something. But yeah, man, I definitely came a long way. Um, I wish I really remember like the early days of internet. I don't, but I just the only thing I could remember of the early days is like YouTube. And when I started using YouTube is I believe when YouTube uh tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe YouTube is didn't it like start like 2006 or like 2004, somewhere around that. All right. So so when did Spider-Man 3 come out? That was like what? Like 2000 like 2012 or like 8 or 9, 10 or 11, one of those years. I think it was like 2011, 12. That was before that. I'm tripping, man. Man, I know it was before that. Cause like when we started, man, so YouTube and it's crazy because now I actually got hit with like the actual like when I like got exposed to it. And this is really crazy. This is really crazy. I first got exposed to YouTube by a cousin that was actually looking up the Columbine shootings. Yeah. Um and it's crazy because this is like yeah, this is like because I remember, like, going on, like, YouTube trying to, like, find and this was, like, after Spider-Man 2. I'm a real big Spider-Man fan. Obviously, you can't tell. But, like, I'm huge. But, at a young age, man, the computer's at the house, so I would, like, every day after school, like, try to find, like, pictures of, like, on set. Like, this is crazy. Like, this is, like, early days, man. And I remember there would be there would be a bunch of like this is like when I like first found out too, like fan made stuff, like when stuff wasn't real, it was fan made. So this is like 2006, like 2007. This shit was hilarious. But my earlier days, like I'm pretty sure this is like the beginning of like I think it was like a dust bug. The beginning of like YouTube. But, my cousin, the first man, it's crazy, but the first video I saw on there was, like, some Columbine shooting. And now I'm thinking about it, it's crazy that till this day, I mean, that's still, like, one of the most horrific, like, shootings, like, and it's crazy because it's if I were to look at that video today, I would still think, like, "Damn," like, this shit is it still hits like it's fresh, you know? 'Cause that shit was always scary, man. I remember as a kid just hearing that word, just hearing when they would say the name of the school or whatever the whole situation was. That shit that shit was scary. And that's how I first got exposed to YouTube. Sad. But, yeah, and then from there, like, I remember from there, it was just, like, music videos. You would look up music videos or look up videos of people lip singing to music, making their own YouTube music videos. But, but what got my addiction to, like, knowing YouTube, it was, like, trying to find Spider-Man 3, trailers. Now this is, like, the beginning, like, this is me, like, people would say, "Yeah, movie trailers," like, "Movie trailers? What is that?" And obviously, I would just think of a trailer, like, like, the movies at the trailer. But, then, yeah, yeah, I think, like, one of my cousins that was also, like, a geek like me or some shit, he, uh, he, like, typed it in one day, "Yeah, man, Spider-Man 3 trailer." And, they were all fakes, man. This is, like, I'm telling you, man, we were, like, trying to find I was trying to find trailers, like, 3 years, 4 years before they were actually gonna, like, release the movie, and, like, not knowing that, like, making a movie only takes, like, like 2 years, the most 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure Spider-Man 3 took, like, 2 years to or, like, a year and a half. It didn't take that long. It was a shitty movie, honestly. They part 1 and 2 are good, but part 3, like, for a couple years, I lied to myself. It's a good movie. Toby Grace, ew. Tobey Maguire, ew. What's that one chick, Dawson? Uh, James Franco. Yeah. I lied to myself, man. The movie was trash. Part 4 would have been good. They already had posters for that, man. They already had everything ready, man. I remember it was, like, gonna be Shocker or, like, the Lizard or, Mysterio. Mysterio has always been, like, I think Sam Raimi, like, I think he liked Mysterio. Yeah. But, and I remember when the commercial finally dropped too on YouTube, I was like, "Oh my god. Gotta check that out." It was dope. It was dope. It was dope. And I wanted to go see that movie Midnight too. This guy. But, yeah, those were, like, whatever, like, that's what I used YouTube for back in my early days, just to, like, find movie trailers. And there was, like, a point where, like, I did get, like, sucked into these fan-made movies, so then I was like, "Alright, they could go somewhere with this." Never. I don't I feel like there is artists that I see now, like actors that came from YouTube. I just don't know who right now at the moment, but I want to say there's people in the industry that are like extremely famous just because of like doing shit on YouTube. Like, um so this gear, all this stuff, uh this stuff I've had it over the years, but it's still fresh. I mean, it still sounds good. A lot of it's used, but like I said, if you know how to use it, it'll do what it has to do and what you want it to do. Um, but yeah, I pretty much got this because I wanted to sing. Yeah. Nah, I actually wanted to rap. Uh, yeah, I wanted to fucking rap, man. Still do. I still fucking do, man. But but this whole shit going on, like, I don't even think rappers want to be rappers. They ain't trying to rap right now. They making stuff, but they ain't trying to let it out. See, like, and that's what I noticed. Like, oh my god, sounds so nasty. But that's what I noticed too because of this pandemic. Like, I like a few months ago, I heard on I think it was like like some type of political debate or some shit. But I've heard some politicians say, like America thrives off being a marketing a marketing country, or like just like is we base our whole country off like a stock mindset. Like, even though we're all different people here in America spiritually, um a- whether we're an activist, whether you're in the left or right, um you know it's we all like thrive off some type of like uh like entrepreneur mindset, marketing. We like, tell me, you could tell me I'm wrong, but I I believe that's like just like every country has like like they're specifically known for something. We're known for like, I think, like marketing wise. China's known for their technology, like, and India's known. I want to say like India and Asia, they're known for like their healing, man. That's what I see. Tell me I'm fucking wrong, but that's what I see, you know? And here in America, we're on some like straight marketing. Like, everybody's like a little Warren Buffett over here. It is what it is though. It's cool because I like that, but I think I try to look more ways of not having that mentality so much, a marketing mentality, or like like looking at things as like a investment, because I do, man. I have that mindset. Everything I look at is either an investment, or it's like it's either like it's like a boost to get me to where I need to be to get the things or to get where I want to be in life. But I feel like that's the American mindset, like to make something and and uh and profit off it, and keep, and then just advance from there. And I don't know how all these other countries are, but like from what I see like China, like those people, they advance on their technology, just keep advancing, keep building buildings. They keep building buildings to a point where they keep building so fast. And then you got like in India and Asia, they keep, they heal people. They have like some of the best doctors. They they're just constantly like on the research, And then you got Mexico, man. They make good ass coke. Well, I'll say good ass coke, but they don't make good ass coke. I don't think they do. I don't think they do. um, but it's just like in Mexico, man. You know, like Mexico thrives, bro. Like they got like the farmers, and me deeply, I think that's where like America and Mexico, like this is not talking about like politically. I'm talking about like what they like like I'm talking about like on like not the ideology, but like the horticulture of like farming. I don't even think that's right to say, but like I feel like I think we've even learned from like probably them how to farm, you know? But I don't see any like I'm sure there's farms in every country in the world, but I don't see them commercial how we commercial and promote like farming. Especially because of this pandemic, I have learned so much about farmers, and it is crazy how it's even made me look at my own food and be like wow, like it's really a like it's crazy. Like I look at my food and just think about the process, not about the animal that's being killed, just like the whole process of somebody just selling meat to you, like just having to get food to you. It's insane, and it's opened my mind a little bit more um to fucking like growing, you know, like tomato, like just like basic, you know, vegetables, nothing crazy because yeah, just because I don't fucking know how to farm, you know? But, yeah, man, I just think if we and this is what I told somebody else too not so long ago. If if we learn how to farm, I think I told my brother this. If we I think if we learn how to farm ourselves, these like basic like vegetables, like stuff that you can still live off and like it's good for your immune system, gives you all your vitamins, like that easy stuff to grow. I think if you can grow it, it will help you too, like financially. You don't got to be spending that much money at the grocery store. You could help even somebody in your family. Maybe they can't get like, you know, those like specific items. So you got them things in the garden right there, you know, pluck them things out, blip, blip, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's just like my idea, and from there, I just it eventually it evolves. Like it's like fucking drug dealing. Like everything's like drug dealing, dude. Like sometimes I hate using that narrative, but like w- it's like somebody that's been actually making like honest money or like or who's been making money a legal way would say, you know, what if we just use their logic to sell drugs? Like you see, like that's where like my mind gets a little like fucked up because it's like when I look at things are easy to sell, it's like selling drugs. What's not, you know? I just think one person is specifically so used to constantly creating like a lot of volume of money like that in that specific way that once they gotta stop that like process and they gotta make it a legit way, they kind of just look at it like that. You know, that's kind of what I do. You know, I don't sell drugs. I always smoke weed. You know, well, I smoke wax, and like I said, guys, I don't really like the flower. Like I love marijuana, but it's just like the flower. Like especially when somebody gives it to me in a bowl. Oh my god, when somebody gives me that shit in a bowl, it especially when it's like a small bowl. A small bowl is the most annoying because let me tell you, the most fucking annoying thing is like when you're lighting that shit. And this is like, and this is probably there could be two occasions this happens. The first one, you're either about to smoke some fucking Bodie, Reggie Duty, and you burn that shit, and that shit is so dry that like once you like inhale that shit, and then mind you, this is a little ass piece. You inhale that shit, that 3-inch pipe, and that dry ass Reggie, that shit is just gonna go right in. I don't like that. So it's just, and you know what I'm talking about. It's like burn a fucking paper towel and then turn it off. And right before you turn it off, just put it in your mouth. Taste that smoke. Like, I don't know why. Like when I taste that smoke, it like, oh, from a piece though. This is like, mind you, like a little, like those little pipes, one hitters, even though like the bow ones too. Now blunts, man, let me tell you, I miss blunts, but the blunts, I can't roll them. If I roll them, my lips get this like irritating feeling, and then as I over the years put attention to like why tobacco's bad and like smoking a blunt is bad. I guess I learned like their blunts, they dip them in some type of liquid, or they lace it with a liquid, and that liquid, I guess, makes my lips like just feels irritating. It's uncomfortable, and ever since, I just don't like blunts, but I miss them. It's a love and hate thing. And joints are just like my final destination. Crucify me on a joint, cross joint. That'd be cool. Um, but yeah, I'll smoke a joint. I don't give a fuck. But I like wax, man. Especially the stuff that's really stable. You can hold in your hand, you know? And y- and and then they have the live rosin. The rosin is really good. If you have a good connect. I've had some bad rosin. They call it trim. Trim is like those big leaves you see on the when you see like if you ever gone to a grow up, you'll see some trees have a lot of leaves on them. And when they pluck them, you see they all fall into like bags. There's just some grower ups. They just have them fall on the floor. Smart man puts them in a bag, and they'd extract too what they can from those things. And it's usually low levels of THC and whatever all that other good stuff. But it's not that good. I remember once one of my cousin's friends had a whole fucking jar of it was just the it was trim. It was a whole fucking jar of trim. Yeah, we smoked that shit. The fucking thing. But yeah, um, only wax. So y'all know. I don't like when they put wax on the joint or the blunts. Yo, that shit pisses me off. Like I used to do that, but once you smoke once you steady just smoke concentrates, and then you hit a blunt, you'll see that you don't have to put wax on a blunt or joint to get you higher. The plant already does that. The plant already gets you lit. It gets you dumb lit if you get some like really good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get that good white ash. But yeah, I don't see the point of that. I don't see the point of that. I don't see the point of that. For real, I don't. Because because to me, like, you literally just wasted like you gotta think about it. That blunt is gonna get you high for like 5 to 8 hours. 5 to 8 hours, that blunt's gonna get you high, but you put a dab in there, a dab's worth, let's say, that that could get you high, because no dab gets you high longer than, this is just a fact, like, unless it's some crazy gas. But even crazy gas that I bought from like Top Shelf doesn't get you like no 10 hour, like, hell no. That's why I don't see the point. You match the time. Like, that's why I tell you, I got this love and hate thing with time, because it doesn't make sense. All you just gotta do is just wait and then take a dab. But hey, you smoke how you want to smoke. I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you anything. But I just think lacing a blunt wax it's I don't know. Unless there's like a logic to it, like that is some type of like I would maybe hash. I would throw some hash. If you were to get some like real Afghan hash, like, I don't know too much about that, but the thing is that when I see that shit on like the internet, it fucking looks like bricks, like if somebody's bringing in bricks of like some heroin or something, like, but it's hash. They call it hashish, and I don't know too much about it, but I just know that I've seen you can extract hashish, and I've seen these weird ways that they do it, and it's really really interesting seeing how they get when they smoke it. It's like you're popping their cherry for the first time. That's what it's like. So I want to try some of that. um there's a lot of things I've tried, but I think we could save that for another podcast, huh? I mean, I could give like a little idea. I mean, I've done mushrooms. I mean, who hasn't? um, and I mean, that's a lot of things we'll be talking about too in this podcast. Adventures. Um, you know, spiritual moments. Yeah, we'll be talking about all that stuff. Like, honestly, which would be me, but it'd be cool if I could get some people on here, but there's a fucking pandemic going on, so yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. And right now, like I said, man, this is just like, this is just me like feeling it. I gotta hear myself, and I'm doing this live, so I could be wrong. This could be like probably leading me a bad way or a right way or the paradox way. But I think I have to do this just to understand how this works. If if I don't understand this, I don't think there would ever be this. So this is pretty interesting. I mean, there's a lot of things going through my mind. UFOs, ancient civilization. We got portals, dark matter, quantum physics. If you want to get deep space on me, we could do that. We could talk about the 70s, the 60s, you know, the 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, the teens, the teens. All of that, man. We could go back. I don't know too much, man. Like I said, like I feel like I'm learning with y'all, in a way. Just like I said, if I'm being wrong on anything, any topic, or if I'm right on any topic, which I doubt it, comment below, man. Just comment below. That's all I ask. And I mean, like, there's especially like now, like I think too, like going way back, going like 40 minutes back, uh the internet is definitely providing more information than it's ever had. But at the same time, I feel like the information's always even been there. We just gotta look. We just gotta really look. Because try to disconnect that. Because I think this is gonna be serious. I mean, this is until some other device like technology comes out that's like legit, which I can't think of anything else besides a fucking computer right now. Like sometimes I think like, man, like there's only a few quantum computers like in the world. Like I don't really understand what those computers do, but I mean I do know they only computers that could create like atoms, different types of atoms and uh um different types of it makes different types of elements. Like that shit blows my mind. It melts my shit just thinking about that shit. So like if that does that and this, does what it's doing right now, what's the next thing gonna do? I mean, AI is around. AI is already here. So you could put AI in there too, Siri's here, Alexa's here, you know, GPS. GPS, like I think about when like GPS started talking, you know, you remember like when like every car, if you were to go into a car and it had GPS, you were like, all right, watch out, someone got money, like yeah, early days of like like you go in a car, you don't got GPS, you need a GPS, but then like phones, every day, I think about Steve Jobs and the apps. That shit crosses my mind like at least like every microscopic second of the day. I'd be like, damn, like what would I be going on if this guy didn't create an app? The web browser. I don't know too much. I mean, I'm pretty sure I wonder if there was other like developments out there besides an app. But yeah, what's the next thing that's coming? I mean, I don't know. Can't really think about it. Everything when I was like young and I wish was it invented, it's already been invented. I can't think of anything else. Uh I mean the only thing is a fucking Rick portal gun or some shit. That's the only thing. But yeah, I don't know, man. I can't really think. You see, and this is what I think these podcasts is what they do. This is like a different thinking actually. This is like that shit. Man, now I totally understand. This is like that shit. Like this is a meditation in a way because when you're live, like this is why I'm saying like I have to go live because as long as I see that red live box on, it's like everything else needs to shut off. So like have you ever gone to like a studio and in that studio they have that light when they're in recording session, that light's on. And that's kind of what I feel with this red live box. The light is on. So it's just, you gotta tune in, and that's what I like about it. That's definitely what I like about it, because you're also thinking and you're also releasing. Like the releasing is just like, you have so much shit in your mind. You gotta let it out. But when you're locked down 24/7 during this pandemic and you can't speak to nobody, guys, I would advise you get a mic. Get a fucking mic. Like, fuck, I wish I like set this shit up like months ago. Insane. It's a whole different feeling. And I don't have really good headphones, but I mean they're decent headphones. But if it's really smoothing to listen to your own voice. I hear a lot of times people don't like listening to their own voice. I actually enjoy my own voice. It's quite cute. No, it's just dope. I'm not a really good reader, so that's something I want to get good at, because I think my voice would also improve on like reading like books. I could like, like do some novels, read some stories to you guys. Little Sim. Little Simp, yeah. Little Simp. Um, but holy shit, that's really what it is though to me. It feels like a meditation. I really do feel like I'm in a like a like a pod. Like this is my pod. Get it? Podcast. That's insane. That's insane. I don't want to get a rolling chair because well, I mean, you already know, like the rolling chair, that's I'm just gonna be like, and then yeah, and then this is gonna be like, so you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. I mean, other than that, I think it's really stable. I mean, sooner or later, I'm gonna want to update this, get more things. Um, m- I noticed backgrounds are like a big thing in podcasts. Like some people have a lot of things in the back. Some people would just have like a real nice color contracts in the back. I obviously just cleared everything and pushed it over there. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just a little blank here. I don't know what this channel is. This is just my podcast. This is this is my time to just connect. I mean, what else is there to do? We're locked down. I mean, I could visit you guys, but what can we do? I mean, there's a lot to do. I mean, people would be like, "Oh, I don't know what to do, man. I'd be fucking bored out of my mind. I want to get out." I'd be like, "What? What? F- Like this shit? All this stuff is like new, man. This is like new." Like, there's times, man, I really just wanna go fishing. And I fish, I fish, yeah. But it's just like, I really, really, really wanna go fishing, or it's just not that I wanna go fishing. I just wanna be, like, on some, like, nature boy shit, man. Like, I've been wanting to go to, Starved Rock. Starved Rock is this, I believe an Indian or one of the Indian trails. I don't know what it is. All I know is that I guess a couple Indians held it down. There were some negative things. There was some positive things, but I think mainly negative. I think mainly negative. Yeah, yeah, mainly. Um, yeah, I just want to get out, but I don't want to get out like to go like hang out at someone else's house or go sit at a bar or at a restaurant. I want to like fucking climb mountains, camp, you know, walk along some like crazy ass rivers, see some crazy ass canyons, take a drive, road trip. Road trip sounds good. A road trip sounds really good, but where are we gonna go? What is there to do? There's nothing to do. There's really nothing to do. I mean, like I'm down to play some catch, some football. I'm fucking lying. I'll play some catch, but not some fucking football, man. You got me fucked up. I mean, it's crazy. I wish I had my window open right now to the room, but I don't. But the skies have been clear. I made that point out, I believe, like literally like the second week of the lockdown. I was like, have you like seen how clear the skies have been? They're so clear. And this is a sad story because around that week, a neighbor down the street, that week was diagnosed with I don't know what stage cancer, but he was diagnosed with cancer and people were driving by to because you got to remember this guy, got cancer and in such a dark time. And there's this road right behind my house leading to his house, and it's a busy road, usually busy, fast. And it's so crazy. He must have been really popular, not like on some fame, on some like people really I don't know how they just really respected him. So what he would do, he would go around I mean for his this is what I know. He would go around Illinois and I think like other states, across other states, and put white wooden crosses in areas where people have people that have passed away. And um and I believe like 2 years ago or 3 years ago there was an incident in another country, or I think somewhere down in the country. Some people were stuck or something like that, and I guess there was like a huge body count, and he drove over there and I guess like provided the crosses. And he did come out on the news. I remember like people were saying he came out on the news, and he got gifted this truck with his company's name on it. So it was crazy. Like for him doing this, like this was something he was doing like out of heart, like just doing it because I mean nobody I mean I don't. And this is like crazy because if you live here in Chicago or in Illinois, and if you see a white cross, you'll see that it's always those same white crosses. Like it's his signature like cross that he makes. And if you were to still drive across by his house, you could see all the crosses that he made, that he left. But he passed away. But that day, a bunch of cars came, and the street was polluted. And mind you, this was already like 2 or 3 weeks into the lockdown. The streets were clear for the past 10 days, 15 days. And then that day, there was a line of cars on that street, and that street was polluted. The air was thick. I thought it was a foggy day, but in front of my house it was clear. But in the back of my house where the road's at, it was foggy or polluted, I would say. So that's and I pointed it out to my brother. I'm like, bro, do you see that? They see that, bro? That's down on 2 weeks, bro. And they see that, bro. So that's just told me like this shit, like for real. Like I got like that it like hit me too that day. Like, this for the past 3 months, it's been like a boom, you get fucking hit with a reality. Boom, social distancing. Boom, this is the new norm. Boom, wash your hands. Boom, boom, boom. Until there is a boom, pretty much. But it's insane. It is insane. I I think it's tragedy that we're going through this, but I just hope that I just hope like the news that we're waiting to hear, like the good news, comes sooner than what they say. Like, cause it's serious, man. I mean, I'm not. We we got to figure out what to do. We got to figure out what to do. How are we gonna get back on our feet? How are we gonna get going? You know, we're not gonna sit around and wait for the president all day to to tell us what's the actual, like system that's gonna go down for the next, because this guys, even if they reopen, I don't get it. Even if they reopen, guys, this is why I think they should stick to the July, end of July. But the thing is they're not sending out anything. They're not sending out money. They're they're one, they're not even making any sense. Any sense. They're not making any sense. And on my next podcast, I'll damn well like try to give more information on what the hell I know. But for right now, what I know, I just know that like those first checks that got sent out, that was just like like to prevent what's happening now to happen sooner. Regardless, what I think was happening now, what's gonna happen regardless. There was gonna be riots regardless the situation. Regardless the situation. There was we're like on the edge right now. Whether it's the virus, whether it's fucking bullshit, we're like on the edge right now. So yeah, I guarantee you, if it was two cops, like if and one of them was a cop, but he was a retired cop. If it was two cops that would have shot and killed the young black man that died, that his video got shown like a couple weeks ago. Um, if that would have been two cops in uniform, it would have happened then. It would have happened then. We you know. So it's regardless, man. And I see on my like page, on my like, social media pages, and I look at my at the recent posts and stories, and it's like I see a lot of people posting like black murder like content, like posting. To me, It's two different ways you could go about it. I totally understand the RIP, like, I understand that showing your love. But when you show their last moments, when you show the last moments of these victims, that that leaves me like it leaves me feeling like, oh, like if I had already saw that video myself, like if I saw that video myself, like before coming across your posts on your story, if I seen the content myself, w- and then I click, like, I would, yeah, it would bother me because I would just be like, why would you post it? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because then it should be like every time, like like um Kylie does something, I guess, does something, that her fans like bash her for, or the media bashes her for. Well, I should just post it, right? Like every, like whatever any celebrity or whatever any person that's like so a public figure, like I don't know if that's a good example, but to me it's just why post it? Like I said, I understand the RIP. Show your love. But there's no damn way you're showing your love by showing the last moments of these victims. They're like I said in my last post, like, do you not think we are not aware? Come on, it's 2020. Like, we're fucking cyborgs. Like, we know this shit as soon as it happens. And this is and this is the thing that the thought that just came in my mind, that when things happen, like, we know right away because 'cause we're cyborgs, like, we have our phones right by us. Whether it's my phone or my laptop by me, we know right away. So that's just something, like, I wanna just acknowledge people, like, that's just my opinion and my thought. Go ahead, post what you wanna post, but just know that what's the logic to it? Like, there is no logic to you posting the last moments. Like, unlike me, I felt like I 2 weeks ago posted, or like 3 weeks ago, what my opinions on the emotions of people reacting before actually, like letting the evidence and the investigation go fully through. I think that's what's wrong with society today, is that we I'm gonna say it, me too, because I feel like that's what I was on when I was young. Be a rebel, like fuck the law, fuck the Declaration of Independence, like all like no. I think it's crazy, man. Somebody in a podcast made a really good point about the Declaration of Independence, and like my whole life, I've always like, man, that shit is like the Bible part two. Like this shit. The Declaration of Independence definitely is like a sequel to the Bible. Because the Bible to me is, I'm gonna save that for another podcast, but the Bible to me is a it's like the first documentation of like human behavior. Like that's what it is to me. I don't give a fuck what you say, unless like read the Bible. Because if you're gonna tell me like whatever the fuck you're gonna tell me, read the Bible. Like I read the Bible. Like I've at a young age, like trust me, man. Even at a young age, like I knew, like I was like, I would always be like, man, like But why is it always like like why do people like the Bible's always talking about like these bad like events like when like the showing us like what this behavior leads to, and like that's all it always showed me at a young age. I was always like it's like the rule book to like how to act, you know? And that's what I think about the Declaration of Independence. It's like something like really, really fucking like a lot of stuff that's been made. Like think about it here in America. Like I don't know like any scripture that's like because that thing is like a it's like a paper, It's a fucking long paper, like it's a big paper. So I think that's like, some like somewhere to be on some like Indiana Jones shit, like in the future with that. We gotta find the Declaration of Independence. It was the laws of man back then. One says this controlled a whole nation. So it's just yeah, I don't know, man. I That's just my thought on that stuff. This is just me just speaking like my opinion, coming towards the end of this podcast. But yeah, that stuff is really interesting, man. There's a whole lot of things out there, man. A whole lot of things out there. I be tuned in to a lot of things too. Um, and also the reason why like I started this podcast was to also like share some of the stuff that I'm watching and hopefully put you guys on to some of those subscriptions that I'm subscribed to, because I feel like there's a lot of platforms out there, you know, that that are like these whole like they acknowledge you with history and like the ideology of like all these all these like crazy things, man. Like I don't know how to speak of it right now. I haven't gotten that much sleep, but like it's insane, man. Just going back, learning about ancient Egypt and like the Sphinx and like the pyramids, and then from there, like it's crazy. Like what I used to think about, like ancient Egypt. pff, yeah, okay, like it's so weird. Like it's so weird. Like for real. Like for real. Like ah fuck. But like for real, it has me like in a fuzz, like because they tell you that like oh if you watch so many like documentaries and like videos and movies on like the pyramids and the Sphinx, like you're not truly gonna gonna understand like how highly they speak of it. Like I studied like the pyramids so much, and like even just like what they talk about, the alignments, like how how they like they're perfectly like measured like with the stars and like the alignments with like how the wind, and at one point in the middle of the night you can see the reflection in the sky of the pyramids. Like there's just a lot of things, man. And like I said, I haven't gotten any sleep, so I don't want to have my mind flown too much, but like there's a lot of new shit, like a lot of new information that now I know why when these podcasts have these guests on, they don't they don't fully tell the information on these podcasts. You're still getting acknowledged, but man, when I subscribe to these subscriptions, it's it's like it explains, it like makes it all like make sense. Like, okay, 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 okay. And but how would I say, I'm like the type of person that like I want to gather all the information, and which and all the information that I have gathered, I like to analyze all that information, and and sort out that information into sections, to patterns, to which is more common than this common factor, and which is actually more of a factor, and that's just, I guess that's how my mind works too with these, when I'm watching these documentaries. Like, I'll stop watching a documentary if I just don't think it's bullshit. It's bullshit because I steady I like watching documentaries when they connect, or like it's based on the same subject but from a different point of view. I like that. I like watching it like that. It's something great. Um, and there's also like a lot of things too about like listening to, when you get to listen to these like researchers and like professors, like y- it's like that boringness, like that boring talk is weird. I felt like at a young age, like I hated that. I hated it. But it's crazy now that you get older, like that boring talk is like the most interesting like shit you probably ever heard throughout this whole lockdown. So that's just like kind of little idea of like how I like, there's still like a lot more things that I have running in my mind. Like, I have a lot of things running in my mind and a lot of topics that I want to get to, but like I said, man, this is just me like figuring it out. And like, I don't know, man. I don't know where all this is going to lead to. I honestly don't know, because the thing is, I think I think I think these kind of platforms, because this is not me talking about like what is this platform gonna like turn into. I think YouTube is like, it's it's always gonna be the source to just put your shit out there. Like, it's always gonna. So like, YouTube has had like this thing where they had one of their biggest subscriptions and YouTubers move to another platform, and it's just, it to me, it's just like, it's crazy how people speak, because to me, like, YouTube is just it, man. I love YouTube. YouTube is cool. I've learned a lot from it. I've I found some of the most interesting people through YouTube, and yeah, man, I just hope this shit, like, this journey just gets even better. Like, cause I'm like addicted to this shit already right now. Like, just finding the ways, man, to like, guiding like, it's just you. That's how I feel. It's just me right now. It's just me. Until I hit that end, then I'm back. So yeah, man, let's just see how today goes, man. I mean, this is supposed to be the last week of the lockdown, guys. We are going into phase 3. Phase 3. Let's just hope that let's just hope this is positive, man. Let's just, cuz I feel y'all. These past 3 or 2 months, it's been like hell. But we gonna make it through this shit, bud. We gonna make it. I mean, we've made it. We're here. Like, for real. Like a month ago, man, we were getting those crazy ass talks. That wave's gonna hit. It's gonna hit us hard. It hit us. But we're here. We're fucking here, man. We're still fucking rattling, dude. We're still rattling. Well, all right. I'm gonna sign off and continue on with my last segment later. I'm gonna take a little break. Um and pretty much what got me started with this. Thank you for tuning in. Stay fresh, matter.